Happy Friday to everyone around. I am so happy to be back after a few weeks. I just began a new semester at the university, so I have been very packed with assignments, readings, deadlines, the busy life of a college student, but I am very happy to just make another movie review for y'all tonight because it's about time to make another video, and this time I am excited to share with y'all another Criterion Collection movie. And this movie is one of my favorite noir films, and that happens to be In a Lonely Place with Humphrey Bogart. In a Lonely Place is a 1950 noir film directed by Nicholas Ray and stars Humphrey Bogart as the character of Dixon Steele. In this movie, Humphrey Bogart's character, Dixon Steele, is an American screenwriter in Hollywood in the early 1950s. Dixon Steele is a type of screenwriter who has several anger management issues. In the past, this character was accused of several fights and arguments that were placed among other people around the Los Angeles area until one night Dixon Steele invites a mysterious woman over to his house. But the next morning, that mysterious woman that Dixon Steele once invited was found dead the next day. And eventually, because of the death of this woman, a lot of accusations and allegations are being placed among Dixon Steele, thinking that he was the one who committed the murder because of his past of anger management issues among other people, as well as his violent behavior among others. And it's up to Dixon Steele to figure out what really went wrong that night and who is responsible for the murder of this mysterious woman. In a Lonely Place is one of the most unique and creative noir films that I've ever seen. That is the reason why I love this movie very much, because this is a movie that is made by Nicholas Ray, and it stars one of Hollywood's classiest actors known as Humphrey Bogart. And this is a movie that it subverts your expectations because of how engaging and surprising this murder mystery is when you follow the character of Humphrey Bogart and his discovery of what happened in the murder mystery of In a Lonely Place. One of the best things about this movie is how this film just is not a usual noir film. It does not feature a femme fatale, nor does it have gangster violence involved. This is a movie that is a noir because it has a very dark tone about screenwriters, directors, and how the artists were and their behaviors after World War II in America. This is just a film that just makes you guess and guess about what certain characters want in their lives and how to subvert people's expectations and to challenge audiences about whether or not a character is guilty of a crime. Talk about one of the most classic and iconic celebrities to ever exist in the golden age of Hollywood. That actor happens to be Humphrey Bogart, because Humphrey Bogart as an actor is someone who left an incredible career with classic films such as Casablanca, The Maltese Falcon, The African Queen, and In a Lonely Place is in that edition because Humphrey Bogart in this movie just steals the entire film from start to finish. And that is because of how his mannerisms and classiness really fit the character of Dixon Steele. Although the character of Dixon Steele is supposed to be someone who has anger management issues and has a dark reputation, the charm of Bogey really steals the show for me, and it really exemplifies the amount of creativity that Humphrey Bogart was able to put in the character of Dixon Steele. When this actor gets into character for the screenwriter who is eventually accused of this murder, you actually buy into the accusations because of how believable Bogart makes the character of Dixon Steele on screen. And also, you just cannot help but just really enjoy everything that Bogart has given into this role. And it just reminds me about how each and every film that Humphrey Bogart did in the golden age of Hollywood was always special. And this film in particular of In a Lonely Place is another addition to that special collection of Bogart's films. The thing I love the most about In a Lonely Place is the story and screenplay alone, because this movie has some of the most fascinating elements when it comes to suspense, mystery, and noir elements all combined into one film. Because this is a movie that has a perfect pace, and although it is fast for audiences to keep up with, it's also that type of movie that audiences can rediscover for a second or third viewing and learn more new information about certain characters and events, because this movie progresses within each and every scene. Each and every act, situation, and character progresses with new information presented for the entire film, and once you discover certain things and key events of those situations, it gets even better, and it really begins to subvert people's expectations and assumptions about certain characters that are positioned or that are accused of crimes in the film. I am not kidding, because this movie is just very engaging from start to finish. I really got invested with all of the characters that were presented to me, all of the plot points that were explained throughout the entire story, as well as how each and every scene just progresses with new and unique and fascinating information for the film to express. That is what makes In a Lonely Place such a classic film, and I totally have to give it a 10 out of 10. In a Lonely Place is truly a film that is a classic definition of noir because of the 1950s setting, the hair, the makeup, the outfits of classic Hollywood. It's a movie that you can also find on Turner Classic Movies, especially back in the days when Robert Osborne would introduce classic movies for everyone to see on that channel. It's a movie that I love very much, and I'm very happy that Criterion has included that film to their collection. And this was a pretty short movie review. That's all I had to say about In a Lonely Place, but I'm very glad to have made this movie review, and I hope everyone has a nice Friday today.